to say that saying that he didn't do anything administration-wise, we know that the EFCC, ICPC, and all that they are using today, whether good or bad,
exactly,
of PDP.
Exactly. Not only were they products of PDP, the PDP government, this same government, so about 2 months ago, congratulated Nuhu Ribadu for receiving an international award for the work he did in his capacity as chairman of EFCC in fighting corruption. This government, as I said, wrote to, which was good, acknowledged it and wrote to commend him. Now the question you should ask yourself is this: under which regime did Ribadu accomplish those feats? Did he make those achievements? On the contrary, I don't mean any disrespect to my friend, Magu. The efforts of this government in fighting corruption, to my knowledge, has not been acknowledged or commended. On the contrary, it has been condemned, by all. So you see that it's again the absurdity, about this government, what you cannot, this gap between reality and what they say, even the TSA they are talking about, this was Jonathan who started it, the same Jonathan that you built the pillory from Nigeria. The so-called Greek rice sufficiency they are talking about was the work of Akin Osuntokun, who is the president of ADB today.
The TSA, I read that TSA had actually started functioning as at the time President Jonathan.
That's what I was saying. It was the brainchild. It was the brainchild of the Jonathan, government, specifically in the charge of the coordinating minister of the economy, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who is again is managing director of is a managing director in World Bank or to that kind of position. You think that if what they are saying about economic management under Jonathan was as bad as they tell us it was, the international community will reward Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala the way she has been recognized, lauded, and commended. They don't want anybody to do this. Whatever you get in the largely merit-based international system is what you have been able to achieve, what you have been able to do in public positions that you have held. So nobody is going to reward Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala with international, reputable, and consequential position for being the Minister of Finance in a government that achieved nothing infrastructure, that did not do anything infrastructurally. The same thing, of course, for the man who was appointed the president of the ADB. His immediate posting before he got that position was as Minister of Agric in Nigeria. If he had been a failure, if that was a record of failure, is that possible? From where? What do you then need? What do you then do? What do you take to serve? All the right thing that they are doing, 80% of that work, you credit it to him. The Minister of Agriculture, he has even a tendency to remember who he is. By the way, is how do he has concerned himself. What he has concerned with is creating cattle colonies over Nigeria. About dabbling in things that are not really within his province. Forcing, rewarding the bad behavior, terrorism of people who are engaged in private business.